All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this short, quick little webinar talk. We're going to be talking about program adherence. So why is it so important to try to keep up with this injury prevention program that we showed you and, hopefully everything's going well with that. So what I wanted to start with is just talk about why, right? So why is it so important for this injury program to be adhered to? Why does it even matter? And what research shows, and from my personal experience and Dr. Ryle's personal experience, is that people that do adhere to their programs, whether it's an exercise program, some sort of diet and nutrition program, that it actually does work. So research has shown that up to 70% reduction in injuries occur with adherence to a program. So individuals that have high compliance versus individuals that have low compliance, these problems really do work when they are consistently performed. So again, I can't stress enough that this adherence really does matter in the long run. Okay. And the benefits only come from consistency. So you get out what you put in, right? And again, I know there's challenges and difficulties, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit, but I really think that if you put the time in, 15 minutes to sort of go through these programs, the outcomes over the stretch of the season can be quite beneficial with this consistency. And then with the extra bonus, or the cherry on top, is that evidence also shows that individuals and teams that are adherent to programs seem to win more. And why is that? Well, because if the players are healthy, then they will probably play better, right? And if players are playing instead of injured and not playing, that will also probably lead to more wins, right? And better performance on the field. So again, like I said, I understand that there's obstacles and challenges, and we're going to talk about that in a second, but again, there is research to show that, with consistency, with adherence, positive outcomes, do result. So this is just a little chart essentially showing, again, some various research studies. Again, we're not going crazy into research, but I do think that it is worthwhile to show that there is a scientific background for this. We're not just kind of saying this to say it, right? So, the impact of adherence to injury prevention programs from recent studies, you could see here, they go, as low as 25% in overall injury reduction to approximately a 74% reduction in severe injuries. So, again, I can't stress enough. I think even if it's only one or two athletes where, injuries are reduced, that adds up over the course of a season, right? Because then those athletes aren't injured, so therefore other players don't have to sort of compensate and fill in roles and do things that they wouldn't normally do. So I think, again, even the smallest sort of benefit from this, I think could mean big impacts, both from, an individual injury perspective as well as the results of the team. So again, I would reference this for sure if you're ever thinking about, should we do this, should we not do this? And the challenges, again, I'm not unaware of the challenges. I was an athlete growing up. I understand that, again, you have limited time. It is a short season, although it may seem very long, it is short, right? So you got to get in what you can. 15 minutes from this injury prevention program that we showed you, about 10 minutes in the beginning, 5 minutes of sort of post-activity stretching. What I would recommend is don't look at it as, another additional task to do, but I would say look at it as a means of enhancing the productivity of practice, right? So again, if athletes are better prepared and better sort of physically capable, then the practice will be better, right? You'll be able to get out of it what you really want to. So that I think is a good way of sort of viewing it, as opposed to just like another thing to do, right? Maintain enthusiasm, right? Again, I know over the course of a long season, things get monotonous. There's challenges with, this gets boring. We're doing the same thing over and over again. And I understand that for sure. And again, my recommendation would be mix it up a little bit, right? Instead of going through the program in terms of, the same movements and exercises, switch it up, do a little bit of variety, right? Again, you're still getting the core components of the program in, but again, just maybe a little bit different. It just sort of changes things slightly, which could just be what you need to sort of get over that kind of boring sort of hump, so to speak. And then weekly reminders about the benefits and potential outcomes. Again, I think going back to that chart that I showed you, maybe posting it somewhere. I think these are things that can really add value to saying, okay, I know that there might be a little bit of boringness in here and it could get to the point where, do we really have to do this? But I would just keep reminding yourselves that, there are benefits from this, right? When done consistently. And then for the coaches and parents, right? You guys set the tone, right? And again, one of the key roles is to reinforce safety first principles, right? So, as much as we want to succeed on the field and win and do everything we can possible, safety probably should be one of the first priorities, right? It's really important to maybe stay fit and healthy. And again, not just for now, just for in the present moment, but downstream effects, right? So again, these things do have sort of repercussions, so to speak. And again, not trying to be, dreadful or anything of that nature. But again, I think you all as coaches and parents also set the tone for adhering to these injury prevention programs as well. So, we all play a role in this. And that's something that Dr. Ryle and myself really wanted to work on with this sort of program and this sort of novel thought, which is, it's not just athletes have to do everything, right? We are a team in all of this, right? So I think if we all could get involved and pitch in here and there when needed, it goes a long way. So just, wrapping it up real quick. Again, conclusion, make it a habit, a ritual, whatever you want to call it, right? This is just what we do, right? These are the things that make us successful, and these are the things that we need to do in order to, again, reduce our injury risk as well as have a successful season. And celebrate the wins, right? Let's say, again, you go a week, without any injuries or something of that sort, like, I don't know, do something enjoyable, right? Maybe, who knows, maybe, sorry to say this, but maybe coach has to like run a sprint or something. Sorry, coach, but just an example. You don't have to do that. But again, celebrate the wins, right? And this is something that I think in life is probably a good thing to do in general, right? There's a lot of stress and challenges that we encounter, and if we get some positivity, then like let's enjoy that a little bit. So again, there's different ways of going about that as well. And then commitment and consistency are hard, but the results are worth it, right? Just like anything in life, the more you stick to something, the more you're consistent, you're committed to it. Again, it may be tough day in, day out, but you add it up over the course of a season, these results can really be impactful and mean something. So again, that's just kind of my take on as best as possible trying to adhere to the program. Um, I'm happy to chat if there's any questions, Dr. Ryle as well, and we are here to help and support as you need. So thank you very much, and look forward to talking to everyone soon. Take care. Bye.